KNDY.
Good morning and welcome to high school baseball from Concordia, Kansas. Max Blasky with you here on an early Monday. It is 7:52 as we're getting ready for some more Marysville American Legion ball here from the state tournament. Marysville matches up on the bottom side of the bracket here this morning versus six-seeded Independence. Marysville fell last night to Hiawatha 6-4, which we'll get into that game here in just a little bit. But first, we're going to take a look at how the bracket played out yesterday. Of course, Marysville fell in that 6-4 bracket in the first game of the afternoon between Smith County and Independence. Smith County got the better of the six-seeded Independence 3-2. Later on in the game, in game number 3, four-seeded Concordia eked out a win over five-seeded Corning 5-3. Concordia had a 5-0 lead going into the bottom of the seventh. Corning was able to drive in 3 runs and had the bases loaded with 2 outs, but came up short in a comeback bid in what was a very exciting game, or a finish to a game here from Concordia. In the last game of the evening, Iola, the top seed here and back-to-back state champions, took 8-seeded Norton 8-0 in what was a no-hit bid for the Iola squad. Norton did not get a runner on base until the 5th inning in that contest. They did load the bases twice in the 5th and 6th innings, but were unable to come up with a big hit as top-seeded Iola and before-mentioned back-to-back champions are looking for their 3rd straight here from Concordia, cruised on to an 8-0 victory. That sets up the first game of the morning here between Independence and Marysville. Independence comes in with a record of 11-10 on the season. Meanwhile, Marysville, after that loss yesterday, drops to 17-15 in the year. Game after us, it will be between Corning, which is now 14-8 on the season, and Norton, which is now 10-14. It's a beautiful day for baseball here. We're about 5 minutes away from first pitch. We're going to go hard start here at 8 a.m. So glad to have you all along here on KNDY Radio. Of course, this game is also streaming at KNDY.com as well as in the free KNDY mobile app. If you haven't already downloaded that, go ahead and do it. Get it ready for all the sports season that's about to get started. We're going to take our first break of the morning. When we come back, we'll take a look at how Marysville's game played out yesterday, as well as take a preview of this Independence team. You're listening to American Legion Baseball right here on KNDY.
Update your home today with a new look from Feldkamp's Furniture Mart. See their tremendous selection of living room, dining room, and bedroom sets and furniture, as well as bedding, accent pieces, appliances, and more. Financing options for any budget up to 24 months with no interest, as well as free delivery, making buying local easy. Shop Feldkamp's Furniture and Flooring in Marysville today. How would you like to have a steady job with a schedule that works for you and your family? You're in luck. Tension is hiring operators and adjusters at the Marysville plant. If you like to take things apart and put them back together again, if you enjoy being part of a team, if you're looking for flexible work with competitive pay and benefits, this could be a great match for you. Work for a company you know you can trust. Visit tension.com/careers to learn more and apply.
Tires aren't all the same, and neither are tire dealers. Find a dealer like Mike's OK Tire, who carries Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, don't deal with amateurs. See the tire experts. See Mike's OK Tire in downtown Marysville for tires, repair, alignment, and service.
Max Blasky back with you here from Concordia, Kansas, as we get ready for some morning baseball. Probably the earliest game that I've ever called, but you know what? We're rocking and rolling on a beautiful day. Not going to be near as warm as it was yesterday afternoon, as starting out this morning. It's only in the lower 80s here in Concordia. It's already a warm morning here, but it's going to climb up pretty quick as this day rolls on. Of course, Marysville on the bottom side of the bracket after a loss last evening to Hiawatha, 6-4. It was a tight game most of the way. Both teams scored a run in the first inning, knotted up there at 1-1. Actually, Marysville got out with 2 runs there in the bottom of the first, took the lead in the bottom of the inning. Hiawatha did turn around and score 3 runs in the top of the third, 2 more in the top top of the fifth. Marysville did answer with two of their own in the fifth, too, as well. But a comeback bid was cut short in the sixth and seventh inning as Marysville's got runners to third and second in the bottom of the seventh, but could not come up big. It was a struggle day for the offense. Lone bright spot was the two Frankfort pairings of Wes Anderson and Carter Olson. Anderson went 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Carter Olson was 3 for 3 along with a walk drawn in that one. So middle of the order looks about the same here today as we get into it. Grant Hafley went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Alex Shale went 2 for 3 with 1 run scored. Wyatt Detweiler 0 for 3. Jordan Miller 0 for 3. Ty Moser 0 for 3. Gavin LeDuc was also 0 for 3. And Landon Schmitz also 0 for 3. So those players looking to turn around here this morning. So we take our last break of the morning. We'll bring it right back here to Concordia.
Since 1976, Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions has been your farm and home marketing team. Let the experienced family team of Tom and Rob Olmsted and brother-in-law Tom Kirkland guide you when buying or selling a home or farmland. Delivering timely, honest, and professional guidance, visit olmstedrealestate.com to view current listings and auctions. Your farm and home marketing team is Olmsted Real Estate and Auctions.
310, sold 300. That's buyer 52.
All new 2024 Chevy Silverado pickups got to go to make room for the 25 models. And the Norris Motor Company has a Silverado 1500 model LT Trail Boss Edition, 1500 model in Colorado work trucks. They're four-wheel drive. And a pair of 2500 Z71 package Chevy Silverado pickups. They're new and they're ready for your test drive at the Norris Motor Company in Marysville.
After the storm, Cromie Lumber has everything you need to build it back. If the roof needs repair, build it back with quality shingles, including hail and wind-resistant styles, as well as metal roofing options. Let them help guide your best decision as to what's right for your home. Storms or not, is it time to update your home's windows and doors? Cromie Lumber can get a free estimate with whatever fits your needs. Increase energy efficiency, improve the looks, and make cleaning them easier. Glass and screen repair always available as well. Cromie Lumber has everything you need to build it back. Shop local. Shop Cromie Lumber, Marysville, and Washington.
Nothing better than the national anthem as the morning sun peeks over the east sky here in Concordia. It's going to be another beautiful day here from the Cloud County College campus. Big outfield as it was yesterday, 390 to dead center, 325 to the corner. Saw a lot of amazing plays in the outfield. Going to use their athleticism, and for this Marysville squad, going to look to hit and run quite a bit here today. Starting lineups now for you. First for Independence, had an Iola game last night. We'll try and get the names right here today. Of course, Independence comes into this contest after a loss yesterday, 3-2 to Smith County. They now set at 11-10 on the season as they get ready for this double elimination tournament. Independence will lead off with Spencer Crane. He is your second baseman out there today. Jimmy Bunyard will be shortstop. Kalen Lanning will be in center field. Cameron Sprague will be at first base. Brock Sanders at catcher. Noah Eddington will be at third base here today. Dylan Merrick will be in right field. Logan Sprague will be at second base, and Brady Palmer will be your pitcher here today. So again, Independence will go Crane, Bunyard, Lanning, Sprague, Sanders, Eddington, Merrick, Sprague, and Palmer. As for Marysville, they will be the home team here today, batting first here in the top of the inning. Lineup looks fairly similar to yesterday. A little change in where players are at here this morning, but pretty much the same lineup. Grant Hafley will lead off. He will be in left field. He did a good job yesterday, ended up going 2 for 4 with those 2 runs scored. Landon Schmidt's going to be in the 2-hole again, looking to improve off an 0 for 4 day yesterday. He's going to be back in center fielder. The middle of the order will be the Frankfort Wildcats, Wes Anderson at shortstop and Carter Olson at third base. They went a combined 5 for 7 with 2 runs scored and an RBI and a walk drawn in yesterday's contest. On the bump today and the batting fifth will be Gavin LeDuc at pitcher. Ty Moser will be batting sixth in right field. Wyatt Detweiler will be at second base. Alex Shale at first, and Jordan Miller will be behind the plate catching here this morning. So again, for the Marysville American Legion squad, it'll be Grant Hafley, Landon Schmitz, Wes Anderson, Carter Olson, Gavin LeDuc, Ty Mosier, Wyatt Detweiler, Alex Shale, and Jordan Miller. First pitch upcoming here now this morning from Brady Palmer for Independence. Sets at the belt, deals, and first pitch of the game here at 8:02 is a ball high and tight. Beautiful morning here. Max Blasky along with you here on KNDY Radio as Grant Hafley rips that one down the left field side. It will be a foul ball. Max Blasky with you here this morning. Bruce Deerking back at the station, making sure we got everything hooked up today. This is the second of two double elimination games for Marysville. If they do win, we'll be back on later tonight at 8:30. Basically, whips around 12 hours later, having to fall down. Marysville's season is done, so it is now win or go home for this Marysville American Legion squad. Pitch number 3 of the game is going to be a ball as Hafley jumps out to a 2-1 count. Sees this one go down the middle, nods it up now at 2-2. Independence on the season started off 4-0 on the year. If we want to go even a little deeper, they started off 7-9 before finding a few struggles there middle of the season. They have taken on top seed Iola in this tournament already 5 times this year, getting 1 win out of it. They came out of the same zone play as Iola did too, losing 1-6 and 2-1 to them in zone play a couple weeks ago. Foul ball on the 2-2 pitch, I believe. Should be. Scoreboard shows 3-2. We'll see here in a little bit. Hafley steps in there. Palmer comes set at the belt, kicks and deals, and he draws a walk on the first batter of the game. Landon Schmitz comes up now, looking to improve off his 0-for game yesterday. Marysville did a good job in their first inning yesterday, sending 7 batters to the plate. The next 2 innings, they sent a combined 7 to the plate. So did a good job of seeing pitches yesterday afternoon in the first inning and produced 2 runs. Came away with the lead. Then the bats kind of went quiet towards the middle of the innings. Picked back up towards the end, trying to stay consistent on this morning's contest. First pitch to Smith is going to be a ball. Marysville watching them go down and outside. Now Smith pokes one opposite field, right field, but it's going to land foul in territory for strike 1. Smith had some impressive plays out in center field yesterday. Of course, the athlete for the Axel Eagles getting ready for a football season here in just about a month. Also pitched an inning and 2/3 to close out the contest last night. Didn't allow a run, no hits, and only hit 2 batters. There's a steal there for Hafley as he's in there safely at a second. First successful steal of the morning for Marysville. Ended up with 3 steals as the team yesterday was not caught on any of them. Hafley did start off the contest yesterday with a single and a throwing error by the third baseman that did produce a run. So already here in scoring position for the second batter of the game. Smits watches the 4th pitch go high and out close to his noggin from the right-handed batter's box. Ahead in this count now 3-1. Palmer comes set at the chest. Takes a peek there at Hafley at second, kicks and deals. Schmitz gets a ground ball down to the second baseman. That's going to advance runners with only 1 out now. So Marysville 90 feet away from taking the score here early on that sacrifice. It's going to be a ground out 4-3, moves the runners up. Now middle of the lineup comes up. Wes Anderson had himself a 2-for-4 day yesterday with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Also was the first reliever to come in off the bump 2 2/3 inning, ended up giving 2 runs on 2 hits. Did walk 4 though. It's a little wild there for Anderson. He watches the first fastball of his at bat go high and outside for a ball ahead in the count so far here early on. Palmer comes, sets, now kicks and deals, brings it in, swing and a miss from Anderson on the changeup down and away. Now knotted up here in this count 1-1. Palmer takes a peek over at Hafley at third, standing on base. Anderson takes another hack at it, fouls this one off, but it's going to be strike number 2 behind in this count now 1-2 as Anderson takes a little reset as that ball goes dribbling down the third base side. Want to give a big thank you to all our sponsors here this morning, too, as well. Won't be able to mention them all by name. Don't have that much time, but a big appreciation to our Marysville Sports Booster making this broadcast happen. Of course, keep it local, shop local, too, and support our supporters. There's a big swing and a miss from Anderson. It's going to be a swinging strike, first strikeout for Palmer here today, as he got Anderson on the high fastball. Eyes got a little wide. Now coming Carter Olson. He's been perfect so far here at this tournament. 3 for 3 yesterday with a walk drawn. Did not produce a run. Got far as second twice. Stands in there at the left-handed batter's box wearing number 33, as he did for the Wildcats earlier this year in what was a very good inaugural season for the Frankfort squad. Sees the first pitch go high and outside. Ball 1. Second one comes in a little bit tighter, right through the top of the strike zone. That's going to be a strike, knotted up here at 1-1. Marysville with Hafley at first. He reached on a walk, stole second, got over with the sacrifice ground out by Landon Schmitz. Now Olson puts a drive into this one. Drops in that Bermuda Triangle between center, left field, and shortstop, and that's going to score the first run of the morning. RBI single there for Carter Olson as he drives in Grant Hafley. Marysville up now early, 1-0 here, bottom of the first. So that small ball paying off, get them on and move them over and get them home. Marysville up 1-0 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Stepping in, your 5-hole hitter pitcher, number 27, Gavin Leduc. Carter Olson fakes going off. This one's going to be a pop-up to the pitcher. 1 pitch, 1 out for Leduc as he pops up to the pitcher to end this inning. Marysville does get 1 hit, 1 run out of the deal, 1 man left on the base, no errors in the field for Independence. At the end of a half inning, Marysville leads 1-0. Independence bats coming up for the first time.
If you're a driver over 50, it may be time to switch your auto insurance. The AARP Auto Insurance Program from the Hartford is now available through Copeland Insurance Agency in Marysville. Call today for your free, no-obligation quote. Learn more about special rates, benefits, and service designed especially for AARP members. Call the Copeland Insurance Agency at 619-6220. That's 619-6220. Certain policy features are subject to eligibility and may not be available in all states. Hartford Fire Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut.
As summer temperatures heat up, so are opportunities at Landall Company. Landall and Marysville offers stable employment with advancement opportunities, annual raises, 4% attendance bonus, $2 per hour shift differential, competitive wages and benefits that include profit sharing, fuel allowance to drive to work, comprehensive insurance with a $500 deductible, and more. Learn more and apply online at landall.com today. EEO Vets and Disabilities welcome. Learn more at landall.com.
Good sign for the Marysville American Legion team as they take the early 1-0 lead after the top of the first half inning. Gavin Leduc now will take the mound with a lead. Marysville did the same thing yesterday. They took the lead at the bottom of the first inning with a 2-run bottom of the first. They're looking out here early. Leduc's missed with 3 or 4 pitches early on, so we're going to have to settle him down as this game gets going. Marysville did use 3 pitchers yesterday. Starting the contest was Wyatt Detweiler. Wes Anderson also got some pitching, and Landon Schmitz also came in close out the game. None of them really hit that pitch count mark that is ever so important in Legion ball. So it should be a full staff here for Marysville in a win or lose, or a win or go home, contest here in the bottom side of this double elimination bracket. Spencer Crane, second baseman, will lead off here for Independence. First pitch for him is going to be high and tight to the right-handed batter up there. Wearing number 1, standing wide, stands pretty close to the plate. Second pitch is going to be low and away. Ball number 2. Now Leduc is behind the first batter of the morning. Leduc working quick here, as most of these Marysville and American Legion pitchers do. Comes, sets, deals. That one's going to be high and tight, too, as well. Little wild here early on for Leduc, afraid of walking the first batter of the game. Grant Hafley did that there just in the top of the first, came around to score a run. That one's going to be a strike off the catcher's mitt as Jordan Miller couldn't quite catch it. Plant that one in his glove, but it is going to be a strike nonetheless. Count now still in favor of the batter, 3-1. Leduc comes, sets, kicks, deals, fouls that one off, and Leduc has fought back here now to make this count full. A big first out here of the morning for Gavin LeDuc out there on the mound. Second baseman yesterday had himself a pretty decent day in the field. Not the best at the plate, though. He's 0 for 3 with an RBI and walks the first batter of the day. So that's going to spell early trouble for this Marysville American Legion squad. One man already on. I'm sure we're going to see him steal just as we saw Hafley do in the top of the first. Shortstop Jimmy Bunyard comes into bat now. Second batter here of the day as LeDuc fires this one over the head of the first baseman, tries to pick off the runner at first, and now he moves up to second on the errant throw. So already one error on the pitcher. We're going to call that an error on at number 1 there for the pitcher. Marysville had a pickoff play yesterday. LeDuc was involved with it in second base, had a Hiawatha player in the first inning caught in between second and first, but couldn't quite check him down, as now LeDuc is wild on the first pitch to Bunyard, ball number 1. Got to settle those nerves here. First inning comes set with 0-2, and he is wild here this morning. High and tight again to the right-handed batter. Looking to settle down here in this bottom side of the bracket. Runner on second on the wild pitch. Spencer Crane stands at second. We're going to call that an error, actually. Already one error for the game. Marysville was errorless yesterday as Bunyard pulls this one down the left field line. Foul ball just outside of the reach of the left fielder, Grant Hafley. Defense behind LeDuc today. Around the diamond, it will be Olson at third, Anderson at second, Anderson at shortstop, Detweiler at second, and Shale at first. Here's going to be another pop fly, left side, as Bunyard's going to pull this count even now at 2-2. Out in the outfield for Marysville today, around the horn, Hafley will be in left, Smits will be in center field, and right field Ty Mosier, as it was the same starting lineup out there in the outfield yesterday too as well. Third straight foul ball, as Bunyard is just behind on these pitches, fouling them off, pulling them too as well. So a little bit actually in front of these pitches and a little bit too low. 2-2 your count. LeDuc comes set. Thought about pulling the trigger on that one on a low and away pitch, but we're going to work this count full 2 now as well, as LeDuc is in trouble of walking the first 2 batters of this first inning. Give up a walk to Spencer Crane over through first base on his first pick of 10. Now here's a drive left field. Hafley comes in, little basket catch, cannot get there. That's going to drop down for a hit. Crane's going to come around to score. We've got ourselves a tie ball game as Bunyard drives in the first run of the day for Independence on the RBI double. Tough break there for Grant Hafley in the left field. Was just about half inch too quick on getting that one picked out. Had to go into kind of a basket sliding catch to catch that one. Bunyard had been on top of LeDuc's pitches all at bat on that one. Finally got a hold of that one, drove it to left field. So runners switch here, home and second base. Still with no outs here in the bottom of the first. Independence ties this one up 1-1 on the RBI double. Now we'll step in 3-hole hitter Kellen Lanning, center fielder here today, wearing number 12 for Independence. Takes a big swing and a miss at pitch number 2. Nods him up now at 1-1. As mentioned before, head coach John Hafley kind of got a short leash on his starting pitchers. Went through 3 yesterday. So far, LeDuc wild on this one. Gets down and runner over to third on the wild pitch. So far, we've seen a wild pitch and an overthrown ball over to first here in this first inning, as now that moves runners up to third. Bunyard 90 feet away from taking this lead for Independence. Here's a swing, poke right field. Mosier gets 2, but it is down for a hit, and Independence takes the early 2-1 lead in this one.
Bring up number 13, the first baseman, Damon Gregg.
RBI single for Kelly Lanning as this Independence top of the order looks to be on top of it here this morning. Takes the 2-1 lead, still with no outs here in the bottom of the first. Marysville took the 1-0 lead on a Grant Hafley walk on the first batter of the game, ended up stealing second, all the way to second, and now here's another pass to ball, already the second pass ball here in the bottom of the first inning for this Marysville offense, and John Hafley is going to take a timeout. We talked about a short leash already. He went through 3 pitchers yesterday. I would not be surprised if we don't see a pitching change here early on. We're going to take a timeout, see what Hafley's got to say. Look like we're going to stay right here, see what he decides to do. Talking to LeDuc out there on the mound, just trying to settle down his pitcher this morning. He was wild in warm-ups, already has overthrown a batter at first base. And now already 2 wild pitches, moving runners up into advancing as Marysville struck early in this contest, top of the first inning with a 1-0 lead. Now it's given up 2 in the bottom of the first. We're going to take a 30-second break. Bring it right back here as action continues.
At RX Drugstore, the staff at your locally owned Health Mart Pharmacy is proud to support the Marysville and area communities. This is where they choose to live and work. It is important for them to get to know you, their customer, as they provide prescription, over-the-counter, and durable medical equipment services to meet your healthcare needs. They take pride in offering fast and friendly hometown service. RX Drugstore would like to thank you for keeping it local and appreciates your business. Stop in and see them in downtown Marysville today.
John Hafley elects to keep Gavin LeDuc into this ballgame. 2 wild pitches, an overthrow at first, already given up the 2-1 lead here, still with no outs in the bottom of the first as the 4-hole hitter, Cayman Sprague. Let me see if I get that name right here real quick. Can't read my handwriting. Cayman Sprague, first baseman, stands in there. Fouls this one off. Now 2-2 is your count. Gavin LeDuc on the mound here this morning for the Marysville American Legion team, still looking for that first out. 4 batters into this contest, gave up a walk to the first batter. He ended up stealing it second on a wild overthrow over to first base. He came around to score on the RBI double by 2-hole hitter Jimmy Bunyard. Bunyard ended up going to third on a wild pitch, came home to score on a Kellen Lanning single to right field. Lanning moved up to second on a wild pitch, and that's where he stands now. LeDuc comes back with a swinging strike, first strikeout of the morning here for LeDuc. A big first out, too, as well. Hopefully calm those nerves just a little bit. 5-hole hitter Brock Sanders now steps in, runner at second base. Independence leading this one, bottom of the first inning, 2-1. LeDuc comes set. That one's going to be popped high, foul right behind us. Nails off the top of the roof here of the scorekeeper's table. They were giving away free popsicles yesterday for every foul ball, so I don't think I'm going to get one of those here today, but we're going to try maybe in the later contest. Second game of Marysville's double elimination tournament here, win or go home as they take on 6-seeded Independence. Independence fell to Smith County yesterday 3-2. Marysville, of course, fell to Hiawatha in a very entertaining game, 6-4 yesterday afternoon. And so far, Marysville trails in this one 2-1. Second straight foul ball as now LeDuc is ahead of Sanders. Looking for his second straight strikeout, trying to calm those nerves. Here's going to be a pitch painted on the black outside corner. Good pitch there by Gavin LeDuc, and back-to-back strikeouts now have Marysville 1 out away from getting out of this inning. Kind of saw it yesterday, too, as well. Saw it in a few of those games yesterday. First inning, pitchers maybe not always on those games. It looks like LeDuc has calmed down after John Hafley went out there. Had a little chat with him a little bit ago. Noah Eddington, third baseman, steps in there now from the right-hand side of the box. Standing at second is still Kellen Lanning. As he got there, drove in a run with an RBI single, drove in the second run of the game for Independence, stands at second after a wild pitch from LeDuc got away from the pitcher. Swings and misses at this first attempt. 0-1 your count. LeDuc comes, sets, kicks, deals, brings it in. Big swing and a miss, but this one gets away from the catcher, gets all the way to the backstop. Swinging around third was Lanning, but he's going to stand 90 feet away now on the second wild pitch or pass the ball of the morning. Kind of hard to tell exactly on that one. It was a pitch low and away. Probably should have had the catcher get it, but we're still going to call it pass the ball. 0-2 now your count. as Leduc is one strike away, getting out of this inning deficit only at 1 for Marysville, trying to get that offense back on the field. Pitch steals, drives this one, center fielder coming in. There is Landon Schmidt. Clamps that one down out in center field, and finally gets out of this inning. It does Gavin Leduc, but he gives up 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 wild pitches, and 1 walk. 1 man left on base for Independence as they take the 2-1 lead through 1 inning. 2-1 your score. We'll be back here with second inning action.
Fresh as fresh can be, Papa Dave's Veggies are garden fresh and available each Saturday morning at the Farmers Market in Marysville. Pick of the crop with guaranteed fresh, all locally grown garden produce. Catch Dave Bruna Saturday mornings at the Marysville Farmers Market or stop by the garden on North 6th Street. His phone number 785-562-6341.
Every producer worth his salt knows you're paid to produce. Same in our business. As ag banking experts, we know how to help your operation be successful, how to grow your business, how to produce results. So when you need an ag banking specialist for any reason, talk to us. Like you. We're paid to produce. Citizens State Bank, Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Member FDIC.
We're just making a living, making things grow.
Max Blasky back with you here for the American Legion Baseball on KNDY Radio. Of course, you can stream this game KNDYradio.com as well. If you haven't downloaded our mobile app, go ahead and do that too as well. Get ready for football season. That's going to start just in about a month. Marysville Bulldogs will be right here on FM 94.1, AM 1570. Meanwhile, you can catch my calls on the game of the weeks over on our sister station, FM and 95.5, as those will start that first Friday in September. I think September 6th is when those first football games already get started. Seems like we just got done with basketball a couple months ago. Here we all calling it some July baseball, too, as well. But it's a beautiful morning for it out here. A little overcast, a little kind of hazy still out there. Sun hasn't quite reached its peak, but it is going to be a warm one. Temperatures are going to get up into the mid-90s, if not higher than that later this afternoon. Right fielder Ty Mosier is going to step in first pitch, swinging, rips that one down the right field line, goes ricocheting off the first base dugout there. There's about a 3-foot section where the net doesn't catch the dugout and just ripped right off of those bricks over there. Down in the count now, 0-1. Takes a rip here, bloops this one over the pitcher's head. It's going to be a tight play at first. Second baseman crashes. He came off the bag, and Ty Mosier is going to be safe with a single. It was going to be a tough play for second baseman Spencer Crane, as it was a slow roller on this AstroTurf after it took a big hop over the pitchers. Crane did a good job of just getting that ball into his glove through to his big first baseman. The first baseman, Connor Sprague, came off the bag. So Marysville in action again with their first base runner of the second inning on base, just as they were in the top of the first inning. Grant Hafley reached on a walk, ended up getting home on an RBI single by Carter Olson. There's going to be a foul ball right behind us, as now Wyatt Detweiler takes his first cracks at it here this morning. Mosier standing on first now after that single. Detweiler behind in this count, 0-2. Righty comes, sets and deals, fouls this one straight back to, as well as Detweiler lives to see another day. Detweiler 0 for 3 yesterday, two pop-ups, and a ground out. First 2 at bats, only saw 2 pitches on each of those, so trying to work the count a little bit better. Marysville did that really good in this first inning here yesterday and today, as Detweiler sees this one go real close to the strike zone. It was high and away, but just by barely of an inch. Gets himself another pitch here to live with. 1-2 your count. Mosier standing at first. Marysville trailing this one 2-1. No outs here, bottom of the second inning. Detweiler fouls this one off to the right side again. Seen quite a few pitches already here this morning. Trying to put one in play, move runners around. Marysville did that top of the first. Move Hafley around with the sacrifice and a steal. Here's the 1-2. Here's a little blooper towards shortstop. Wasn't probably supposed to be a swing as Detweiler just kind of threw the bat at one. It's going to be the first out of the inning as Detweiler pops out to the shortstop. Alex Shale steps into the batter's box now, first baseman. 2 for 3 yesterday. Had those 2 hits coming in the 4th and 6th inning. One of those a double, too, as well, so showed off a little power hitting the gap in the left center field. Comes set here with the 0-0 count. Rips this one down the third baseman line. That's going to get past the third baseman. Runners are going to advance 90 feet up. Now Marysville in action here after 2 straight singles. First pitch swinging on that one. 2 runners on now, first and second with 9-hole hitter Jordan Miller up to bat. Miller 0 for 3 yesterday with 1 strikeout late in the contest, looking to change that luck around. 1 out here, top of the 2nd inning. Marysville trails 1-2, but with runners threatening at first and second. Bunt's going to be laid down, or thought it was going to be a lay down. Miller couldn't quite catch up to that one as it was a little bit low and outside. It's going to be a first strike now for the catcher. Marysville held a 1-0 lead after the top of the first, gave up 2 in the bottom of the first, now threatening here with 2 runners on in the top of the second. Here's an 0-1 pitch. That line's right to the first baseman. Caught, but doing a good job of getting back to first base was Shale. So now 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. Marysville in danger of letting this one get away from them here with a golden opportunity to move those runners up. It will be Grant Hafley. He drew a walk in his first at-bat, came around to score the lone run so far here this morning. Hafley at the plate, Mosier at second, Shale now at first. Righty for Independence, comes set steal, sees this one goes by, watches the ball go by for the first pitch. Brady Palmer out there for the mound, a lengthy right-hander for Independence as he paints the corner with this one, 1-1, now your count. Palmer out of the stretch now, shakes off the first pitch, comes set with the second one, brings it in. That's going to be a swing and a miss from Hafley on a little change up there, a little off speed, I believe. Swing and a miss down in the count, 1-2. 2 outs here, bottom of the second, down to the final strike. Hafley trying to stay alive for one more pitch. Palmer comes set, brings it home, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Brady Palmer. That's going to be his second here so far today. And Marysville leaves 2 left on base. Golden opportunity with Mosier at second and Shale at first. No runs, 2 hits for the Marysville American Legion squad in this bottom of the second inning. They still trail 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the second.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, ready for planting season? Need a fuel buddy who's got your back? Kramer Oil is here for you. From Marysville to Jamestown, Longford, and everywhere in between, our 13 card lock locations keep you running smooth from sunup to sundown. Say goodbye to running on empty during planting. With Kramer Oil, you get reliable fuel services that fit just right with your farm's needs. Kramer Oil, powering your farm's success. Your go-to for fuel in Kansas and Nebraska.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
Skip the drive. Come see us right here in Marysville, Kansas. At Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, you'll find the same honest sales experience backed by the same reliable service. With the same goals in mind, our Marysville location is sure to provide you with a satisfying vehicle experience. Find us on Facebook or stop in at 1122 Pony Express Highway today.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
Marysville trails here 2-1 as we go into the bottom of the second inning. Independence threw up 2 in the bottom of the first. Marysville came out with the first run of the game on kind of a manufactured run. Grant Hafley jumped on with a walk on the first batter of the game, got moved over. Landon Schmitz moved it over to third after Hafley stole second. Got him home with an RBI single from Carter Olson. Marysville had an opportunity there in the top of the second, had runners at second and the first, but a pop out by Jordan Miller and then a strikeout by Grant Hafley allowed no runs there in the second. Gavin LeDuc back on the mound. Kind of a little wild there in that first inning. He had 1 walk, 2 wild pitches, overthrew first base after first runner of the game got in. Now hopefully settled down, can keep this Independence offense right where he is. He did answer back with 2 strikeouts, though, towards the back half of that first inning. Top 3 batters for Independence all got aboard and manufactured those 2 runs. Didn't leave a runner stranded at third, so good job there by LeDuc. Gets ahead of this count, 0-2. Now drives to left field. That one's going to be fair by about 2 inches. Digging for second will be Dylan Merrick, right fielder. He's going to hold there at second with a lead-off double, so trouble already here for Marysville in the bottom of the second. As Haefley couldn't quite get to that one. Well-struck ball right down the line. That'll bring up Logan Sprague, left fielder here today for Independence. Tall righty stands in strong there, looking to drive in Independence's 3rd run here so far today. This Independence squad comes into this contest 11-10, but don't let their record fool you. They have played some good squads, including top seed here at the tournament, Iola, 3 times. Good running catch by Wes Anderson in foul territory right in front of the Marysville faithful along the left field side. So big first out there for LeDuc as he pops out to shortstop. Anderson had a long run on that one, as Olson and Haefley were there too as well, but Anderson controls that. 1 out here now, bottom of the second. Brady Palmer, pitcher, will be your 9-hole hitter, trying to get himself a little more run insurance with Independence leading here 2-1. Dylan Merrick led off this inning with a ripper down the left field line for a double. Stands there now as Palmer watches first pitch go in there for a strike. 0-1 pitch. LeDuc takes a peek at second. Ball barely gets away from catcher Jordan Miller here this morning, but not far enough to let Sprague or Merrick advance. 1-1 is your count. From the chin, LeDuc sets, deals, brings it in. There's going to be a foul tip straight back. LeDuc ahead in this count now, 1-2. Couldn't quite catch up to that fastball on the outside portion. Could Palmer. 2-1 is your score here in the bottom of the second inning. Marysville jumped out with a 1-0 lead in the top. The first gave up 2 there in the bottom of the first. The first 3 batters for the Independence lineup manufactured those 2 runs thanks to 2 wild pitches and a double by 2-hole hitter Jimmy Bunyard. Drove in 1. LeDuc gets a swing and a miss there. His 3rd strikeout so far here this morning, as he looks to be settling in a little bit easier than he did on those first 3 batters of this morning. But now Spencer Crane comes back up to bat here in the second inning. He reached on a walk on a full count in the first, ended up moving up to second on an overthrow over to first, trying to pick him off, moved up to third on, or the double, or excuse me, came home on the double by Bunyard as he watches ball 1 go past him here in this at-bat. Was mentioned it, schedule that Independence has played so far. They've also played teams like Neodesha, Leavenworth, and Chanute a few times this year too. High pop-up third baseman. LeDuc gets out of this with a pop-up to Carter Olson over there as he clinches that one for the 3rd out of this inning. 1 hit, no runs, 1 man left on base for Independence in the bottom of the second. No errors for Marysville in the field. As we move to the top of the 3rd, Marysville still trails 2-1.
As the weather turns warm, it may be time to breathe new life into your outdoor space. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today to browse their wide selection of premium lawn fertilizers and insect repellents, grass seed, potting soil, and lawn tools to make the job easier. All the gardening essentials for whether you're a seasoned green thumb or a budding enthusiast, Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber have what you need to grow something beautiful this year.
Generations have relied on Kinsley's of Marysville, the Padden Funeral Chapel in Frankfort, Hanover Mortuary, Ward Funeral Homes of Lynn and Washington, and Landreth Axtell Funeral Home. You can continue to rely on the professional experience that they provide and the heartfelt concern that they offer each family that they serve. Caring concern in your family's time of need.
Max Blasky back with you here on KNDY Radio. Marysville American Legion trails this one 2-1 in double elimination, bottom side of the bracket here from the Class 2A state tournament in Concordia. Marysville fell yesterday to Hiawatha 6-4 in what was an excellent contest. Independence fell in their first game versus Smith County 3-2. Independence was held shutout in that game until I believe it was the bottom of the seventh. Came up with 2 runs, had a runner on second, but couldn't get the tying run to come across. So there was a lot of late inning games, a lot of late inning action yesterday too, as well. The Concordia Corning game, probably the best game of the afternoon. Concordia's starting pitcher pitched 6 1/3 innings, scoreless ball game with 9 strikeouts. Corning ended up bringing up 3 there in the bottom of the second, but couldn't come up with the final 2 runs to pull off the comeback bid. Marysville now will send Landon Schmitz to the plate. He is 0 for 1 so far here in the afternoon as he grounded out to the second baseman in his first at bat here. Sees the second one go a little bit high here in the third inning. Works his count now even 1-1. Palmer takes a peek, comes, sets at the chest, kicks and deals. That one's fouled straight back. Thank goodness for the netting. I don't think I would have been able to quite catch up to that one. Smith is behind now in the count 1-2. 1-2 to the speedy center fielder, looking to change his luck around. Swing and a miss as he cannot. Landon Schmidt so far in 2 games, 0 for 5. That's going to be strikeout number 3 for Palmer so far this morning. Wes Anderson, shortstop, comes up now. He's 0 for 1. He's part one of those 3 strikeouts so far here this morning. Had a nice running play there in the bottom of the second inning to get that second out all the way by the left field fence as Palmer pumps fastball in there low and inside to Anderson. Trying to see some pitches. Let's work some people here on base. Marysville still trails 1-2. Anderson pops this one right to the shortstop. Nice little pick, though. Fires, deals over to first. 2 up, 2 down here for Marysville in this top of the third. Ground out 6-3 for the second out. Carter Olson now comes up to plate. He's been perfect so far here in this tournament. 3 for 3 yesterday, 1 for 1 so far this morning, has driven in Marysville's lone run with an RBI single. Drove in Grant Hafley, manufactured himself over to third in that first inning. Olson takes a rip at the first pitch. That's going to be fouled straight back. Down in the hole now, 0-1. Left-handed batter stands in there wearing number 33, tied to the front side of the base. Back in the box, sets, deals, brings the 0-1, takes a swing and a miss at a bad pitch down in the dirt. Got ahead of himself on that one. He's got a little wide now down in the count here, 0-2. 2 outs already here, top third. Marysville in trouble going 1-2-3. Here's the 0-2. Olson watches that one go outside for a ball. This to see another pitch here now, 1-2. Both pitchers working quickly so far here today. Palmer obviously with the lead so far in that 1-run lead. Olson takes a rip at the 1-2 pitch, fouls that one straight back. Going to stay at 1-2. Gavin LeDuc on the mound for Marysville. Had himself a little wild first inning, but has since calmed down nicely as the top of the order will be back up for Independence when we come back second inning. Olson pulls this one down the right field line, got a hold of that one to stay out first with a single as he just kind of threw the bat head at that one. Good little hit there for Olson to keep his hitting streak going. Been about the lone bright spot for Marysville here on the offensive lineup these last 2 days here. Of course, Marysville did play their zone tournament here at Concordia, so kind of familiar with this field, how to hit at it too. But, of course, new pitchers, everything changes. Gavin LeDuc now, pitcher steps up. He popped out to the pitcher in his first bat in the first inning, drives this one right to the shortstop. Shortstop picks it, throws it on the second, and that will end the inning. 6-4 is how we go away in the top of the third. Marysville gets one on, leaves him on base on the Carter Olson single. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field for Independence. Through 2.5 innings, Marysville trails 2-1, top of the order for Independence. Coming up next.
Croc Family Insurance is here to help you find the right insurance products to protect what matters most to you. As an independent agency, they represent over 80 companies that allow options for the right products at the right cost. See Brian Kroc today for home, auto, commercial coverage, and more. Call or stop by at 1119 Broadway, just west of the courthouse in Marysville. Find them online at crocfamilyinsurance.com. For complete coverage and a competitive quote, reach out to Kroc Family Insurance in Marysville.
It's that time of year. Hey, Blue Valley customers, come see us this summer at one of the county fairs to pick up your customer appreciation coupons for the 4-H food stands. Help us celebrate another year of keeping our communities connected and how much we appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Find the full schedule at bluevalley.net/summer.
Pitcher, I really liked listening to him. Marysville American Legion trails this one 2-1 as we go into the bottom of the third inning. Gavin LeDuc still out there on the mound, has settled down after giving up 2 runs on 2 hits in the first. Came back last inning with a put out of the side after giving up a double to Dylan Merrick. But it's the top of the order back up now for Independence as the shortstop Jimmy Bunyard steps up. He doubled in a run in that first inning, first run of the day for Independence as he skies this one over the first baseman over to get it, clinches it in his glove is Alex Shale. So a quick out number 1 here to start this third inning, just what this Marysville defense was looking for. Helen Lanning now center field. He got all the way to third, got in an RBI single there, drove in the second run of that first inning for Independence. Got the second on a wild pitch, got the third on a wild pitch past ball. Now pokes this one to center field. Smith is going to come in. That's going to be clinched by the center fielder. So 3 pitches, 2 quick outs now for Gavin LeDuc as he's settled in nicely here in the middle innings. We're only going to go 7 innings. So I guess innings number 3 is going to be considered the middle inning. Big righty Cameron Sprague's going to step in there, first baseman now for Independence. LeDuc comes set, kicks, steals, brings that one in. That's going to drop in for a strike. Sprague struck out in his first at-bat, swinging and missing, 1 of 3 strikes so far for LeDuc. Swings that one in now for a 1-1 count with the ball. 1-1 coming in. Cayman Sprague piles that one left side. That's going to be foul. So now heading the count for LeDuc. 1-2. Looking for a quick bottom of the third here. Try and get that Marysville offense back on the field. That one's going to be outside with the fastball. 2-2 now your count. 2 quick outs here early on and pop outs by the second and 3-hole hitter. 4-hole hitter now Sprague trying to fight back. Grounds this one left side. Foul ball just by about an inch right over the bag there. Olson was on top of it, but that probably would have been a double if it would have stayed fair. Stays alive for another at bat. 2 outs here, bottom of the third inning. Marysville trails 2-1. Independence up the bat. There's the paint of the corner. Second strikeout now of Sprague for Gavin LeDuc. That's strikeout number 4 here so far this morning for LeDuc. So clean inning, 3 up, 3 down for the Marysville pitcher. No hits, no runs, no men left on base, and no errors in the field, and that lone strikeout of Sprague. Coming up for Marysville in the top of the 4th will be Mosier, Detweiler, and Shale. We'll be back here in just a little bit.
Have you ever wondered what sets Sunflower Community Credit Union apart from the rest? It's the power of ownership. When you join Sunflower Community Credit Union, you're not just a customer. You're a member and an owner. Sunflower Community Credit Union is a member-owned, nonprofit financial institution that places our members' needs as our top priority. We're here to help you grow your savings, manage your finances, and achieve your dreams. Visit Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville, where ownership matters.
Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance, providing high-quality coverage and service, all at a competitive premium cost. Since 1888, Bremen Farmers Mutual has offered homeowner, farm owner, business owner, fire, and inland marine coverage. Dependable and affordable. See your local agent representing Bremen Farmers Mutual Insurance.
Learn more about the various insurance products offered by going online at bfmic.com.
For Marysville, the right fielder, number 12.
Always want to give a big shout-out to our Marysville Sports Boosters making these broadcasts possible all season long. If you want to be a Marysville Sports Booster when football season rolls around here in just about 30 days, give us a call up to the KNDY station, 562-2361. We'll be sure and get you on to support your Bulldog squad all season long. Ty Mosier is going to lead this off here, top of the fourth inning. He got on with a single in the second inning, got all the way up to second base after Alex Shale pitched in a single too as well. But Marysville left two men on base there in that second inning, golden opportunity to either tie or take the lead as quickly Ty Mosier is behind in this count on two swinging strikes. 0-2, couldn't catch up with the fastball either time as Palmer working quickly here in the top of the fourth. 0-2 pitch now, kicks, steals, brings that one in, grounds at third base, soft contact, third baseman charges, brings it in across the diamond, throws him out. One quick out now as that one's going to go 5-3 for Mosier. Detweiler now up. Shale will be on deck. If we get to him, Jordan Miller will close out this inning. He is your 9-hole hitter here today. Detweiler trying to change his luck, as before mentioned. He was 0 for 3 yesterday so far this morning, 0 for 1 with a pop-out. Takes that one right above the knuckles. Don't want to see that from your starting quarterback for the Axel Eagles possibly coming into this year, but it's foul ball nonetheless behind in the count. 0-1. Brings that one in low and away. Few Eagles on this team here this year. Of course, Landon Schmidt's out in the outfield. Wyatt Detweiler there, too, as well. And, of course, KU football commit Brandon Smelsley, too, as well, nursing an injury so far here this summer, so hasn't got a lot of playing time, but want to keep him for those Eagles as they go for 3 straight state titles. Works this count now 1-2 in his favor, grounds it to third, right through the glove of the third baseman, and turns his luck around, does Detweiler with a single. First hit of him here at this tournament. Might get something going here for the Marysville Bulldogs. Let's see what the bottom of this order can do. Alex Shale steps in, first baseman. He's 1 for 1 with that single. Got left on base there in the second inning. Try and manufacture a run here just as Marysville did in the first inning. Detweiler quick over first, has a decent little lead. Takes a step off there. First pitch to Shale is low and away for a ball. Marysville hasn't sent more than 5 to a plate so far here today, looking for a nice run maybe here towards this middle inning, top of the fourth, either tie this game up or possibly take the lead with a few big hits. Shale watches that one go by for a strike. 1-1 pitch out of the stretch. That one's lifted over the third baseman line. That's one down the line. Detweiler's going to round second. He's going to hold there. So back-to-back singles here for Marysville as runners back at first and second, just as they did in the top of the second, with the bottom of the order here turning around. Shale 2 for 2 so far. Bottom 3 batters here so far today. They are, quick math here, 4 for 7 so far with Jordan Miller coming up. He popped out to first base in his first bat attempt, trying to manufacture something here. He acting like he was going to lay down a bunt in the first inning. Looks like he's going to do it here again, too, as well. That pitch is going to be high. Good eye by Miller. Works himself a first ball here in his second at-bat. 1 out here, top of the fourth inning. Marysville trails still 2-1. Palmer comes out of the stretch, takes a peek inside, holds that ball behind his back, now comes set under the chin. Pitches, deals, brings it in. That one's going to be just low. 2-0. Count in favor of the batter here, Jordan Miller. Miller, just like Detweiler, looking to turn it around. He was 0 for 3 with a strikeout yesterday, 0 for 1 so far here today. Nice little poke would be good here for this Marysville offense. Miller swings, drives it right to the second baseman, off the second baseman, and that's going to be an error. Detweiler is going to come in to score the tying run, firing over to third, but safe in there is Shale, and Marysville ties this one up here in the top of the fourth. That's going to... Oh, it hit him? Okay. So as I'm writing down here, so actually Shale is going to be out at third base. Then, no, they're going to move him back to second.
Because the ball hit the runner.
So the ball hit Shale.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 3.
Whoever was at second. Okay. So no run actually scores because on the ricochet, the ball hit Wyatt Detweiler. So technically, Detweiler is then considered out. So Marysville still trails here 2-1. It's going to be Shale at second base, and then that's going to move Miller up to first base. So Detweiler did a good job of getting that base running, those feet moving, but a little bit kind of confusing there. Don't watch too terribly much baseball, but don't see that very often. So 2 outs now, still runners at second and first for Marysville. Top of the order back in line. Grant Hafley will step in. Marysville still trails 2-1 here. After Detweiler was called out on that hit. Hafley skies this one to center field. Catch there in center field made by Lanning, and that's going to be out number 3 for Marysville here in this one. So another opportunity left on base for Marysville. That's now 6 men left on base so far here today in this inning. 2 hits, no runs, 2 men left on base. Still 1 error in the field by Independence. Marysville trails 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Turnkey custom home builds with Inline Construction make the home building process as easy as you approving final decisions. From start to finish, let Inline tackle site preparation, foundation, framing, and finish inside and out. Lots are available at Hartley Ridge in North Marysville, or they can build on your site. Call today and get started with Inline Construction.
Ride into summer savings with Crownover Auto Sales in Marysville. This is Andrew Crownover, and with our full selection, be ready to cruise in style and be the envy of the neighborhood with your new ride sitting in the driveway. With new arrivals daily, visit CrownoverAutoSales.com or stop by and see either me or Ethan today.
Farmers, they're the lifeblood of America. The men and women who tackle the toughest jobs to put clothes on our backs and food on our tables. They might do it quietly, but their genuine values and tireless work ethic are an inspiration to us all. Some might say farming is a thankless occupation, so that's why we're taking the time to say thanks. Farm Bureau Financial Services, protecting what matters most.
Patrick Booty in Marysville is your local agent with Marshall County, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Farm Bureau Financial Services.
All right, so I got a little explanation there on that last run. That ball ricocheted off of Wyatt Detweiler before it got to the shortstop. So technically no error was committed in the field. From my angle, didn't see that ricochet off of Detweiler as he was leading off of second. So Detweiler was called out. He continued to run home, did a good job finishing through that play. Just a tough play there for that Marysville offense that can't seem to catch a break here in Concordia so far. Gavin Leduc back out on the mound, still trailing here in this one, 2-1 after Marysville left base runners at second and first. First pitch is going to be a ball now. Swung high, pop up to Leduc as Brock Sanders pops up for the first out of the inning. Quick work here by Leduc in the last 2 innings, faced the minimum in the bottom of the 3rd, looking to do the same here in the bottom of the 4th. As Noah Edgington, third baseman, will step in. He popped out to center field in his first at-bat. He was the final out of that first inning, a big final out, too, as well, as Independence had a runner standing at third after scoring 2 there in the bottom of the 1st. We put up zeros since the bottom of the 1st. 1-2 is still our score. Marysville struck early with a Grant Hafley run in there, manufactured run. He got on with a walk, stole second, got over with a sac fly by Landon Schmitz, and Carter Olson drove him in with a single. Now Leduc is behind Edgington 3-0 here. 3-0 pitch coming home. That's going to be a give me right down the middle. 3-1 is the count. 1 out already here in the bottom of the 1st. 3-1 pitch. That one's going to be grounded left side as Leduc fights himself back into this count. 3-2. Trying to keep this deficit right where it was. Marysville left 2 on base last inning. Trying to get that offense back out there that seems to be catching a little bit of a roll. Here's going to be a grounder to Olson. Takes the second hop, fires across the diamond, out at first. That's going to be a 5-3 ground out for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for Independence,
Now upcoming for Independence, right fielder Dylan Merrick will take a step in. He doubled in or led off the second inning with a double. Leduc did a good job of leaving him stranded there, allowing Independence to stretch out this run. Maverick takes a half-hearted swing and a high strike on that one, 0-1 your count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning, getting down towards the later opportunities as Marysville's going to have the 5th, 6th, and 7th, 9 more outs to work with offensive. Leduc trying to keep this deficit right here. It is at 1 run. Wild on these last 2 pitches, though. This count now runs in favor of the batter, 2-1. Leduc comes set at the belt, kicks and deals, brings in the 2-1 pitch right back in this at bat now, 2-2. Leduc trying to face the minimum for the second straight inning here. Got 2 pop outs and a strikeout last inning. Let's see what happens on the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher, though, and that's going to be a runner at first as it got away from catcher Jordan Miller. So after the strikeout, technically still a strikeout, but we're going to get a run at first after the ball got away from Miller. Pitch hitter now for Independence. Brett Carroll's going to pitch in for left fielder Logan Sprague. So we'll see if he stays out in the field. Left-handed batter stands in there tight to the plate. I'll take a little break here. Umpire's got to get their numbers situated. Radio guy's got to get his number situated too as well. 2 outs here. Bottom of the fourth inning, runner on first base as Carroll takes a rip at the first pitch. That's going to be fouled off. Down the left field 9, Leduc ahead in this count here, 0-1. Got a strikeout of Merrick, but couldn't clinch that ball. Did the catcher. Merrick takes a big lead over at first, sneaks on back as the pitch is high and outside, 1-1 your count. Marysville looking to fend off double elimination here. They lost first-round action yesterday, trying to keep going here in the bottom side of this bracket. That pitch is going to be high and outside, too, as well, to the lefty batter. Now behind the count is Leduc, 2-1. Carroll steps in there, tight to the back of the box. Big lead over there at first by Merrick. That one's going to be low and inside. Now Leduc in trouble of putting 2 on here with 2 outs, 3-1 your count. Independence still leads 2-1. They took that lead in the first inning. We've put up donuts since then. Back over to first base. Good little pickoff move by Leduc. Of course, he overthrew his first pickoff move of the morning. Allowed Spencer Crane to get all the way to second. Second straight pickoff move over there, keeping an eye on the base runner. 3-1 your count now. Leduc takes a peek inside, takes another peek over at first base. Comes set at the chin, kick, steals. There's going to be a drive right side over to the first baseman in foul territory. Clinched a grab and taken in by Alex Shale. So almost a 1-2-3 inning. A pop up to 3 is going to round this one down. No hits, no runs, 1 man left on base for Independence. No errors in the field for Marysville. As we go to the top of the 5th inning, Marysville 9 more outs to work with, trailing here 2-1.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Freeze CPA in Marysville has built a heritage of trust and reliability with your accounting, tax, and business advisory needs through the years. Certified public accountant Marcus Freeze, with over 25 years of experience, and his staff continue that tradition of outstanding service to you, the customer, each and every day. Freeze CPA, downtown Marysville.
At Alliance Insurance, we are all excited to announce our long-awaited move to our new location at 715 Broadway. Previously Blue River Eye Care, which is located one door east of our old location. Just look for Dottie Rose. The same personalized service you expect at our new location back on Broadway. So from Tammy, Jen, and Diana, Alliance Insurance, please give us a call for all your insurance needs. 785-562-2393.
2-1 is your score as Marysville American Legion looking to come back in this one. It's been 2-1 since the first inning as we go into the top of the fifth inning. As before mentioned, 9 more outs for this Marysville offense. Last 2 innings, they've had runners on board. Second inning, they had runners at first and second. Same in this last inning at the fourth. Had kind of a funky play that you saw the runner at second base get hit with a drawing drive. He technically was out. Thought it was there, comes around, scores a run. Didn't actually count as a run, but got that one squared away. Now 7-2 hole hitter Landon Schmitz is going to step in there. He's 0 for 2 today with a sac round down. They got Grant Hafley over to third, ended up manufacturing that only run for Marysville so far here today. Schmitz ahead in this count now, 2-0, as he looks to get his afternoon or weekend here in Concordia going. Here's going to be a drive in between short and third. Tough play for the shortstop, cross-body throw, but Schmitz is going to run that one out pretty easily on the single. So Marysville gets a runner on, first batter of this half inning, trying to get something manufactured with the middle of this order upcoming. Wes Anderson now will step into the plate. He is 0 for 2 officially. Strikeout in the first inning. Grounded out to shortstop in the third. Runner at first is the speedy Landon Schmitz. Decent little speed. Anderson's going to pop this one skies to right field. That's not going to be deep enough to move the runner. Anderson pops out on the first pitch. 1 out now in the top of the fourth. Carter Olson, perfect so far here this weekend. I guess we're going to go ahead and give him the announcer's jinx on that one. He's 1 for 1 here today with 2 singles and the lone RBI for Marysville in that first inning. Lefty stands in tight to the plate as Palmer comes set with the pitch. Kick steals, brings that one called for a high strike there on Olson. 0-1 the count in favor of the pitcher. Landon Schmitz led this inning off with a single. He still stands at first. There he goes for second. Olson swings, fouls it off. I think Schmitz would have been there standing up, but it's going to be 0-2 now here on Olson as Marysville put on a little hit and run there. Schmitz had a heck of a jump there on first movement from the pitcher Palmer. Going to be stranded now at first on this 0-2 count. 1 out here, top of the fifth inning. Schmitz still decent little lead over there first. He does take off. It's going to be a pitch inside. He dives in, and he is safe with that steal. So now runner in scoring position for Marysville. Second steal here of the morning for Marysville as Landon Schmitz goes in there head first at second. Throw was a little late, too, as well. 1-2 the count now for Olson. Lefty stands in there, batter on that left shoulder. Swings, drives this one down the line. First baseman has trouble with it, still picks it back up, has double trouble with it too as well. So that's going to be an error on the first baseman, an E3 as he bounced it off the bottom of his glove. He was about 2 feet away from the bag. Olson runs well, I think kind of got in the first baseman's head a little bit there. So Olson's going to stand at first with runners on the corners. And now Gavin Leduc will step in. Pitcher here today. He's closed out the first and second innings with a pop out and a ground out, trying to help his own cause now. Tying run 90 feet away. Olson takes off for second. He's going to stand up there with a steal. No throw down 2 seconds. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Pitch was a ball to Leduc too as well. Still only 1 out here, top of the fifth inning. It'll be Leduc, and then it'll be Ty Mosier coming up. Leduc takes this one down the left field line, picked by the third baseman. Third baseman goes home. He's safe, though. The speed of Landon Schmitz brings in the tying run for Marysville. An RBI single there for Gavin Leduc. Ties this one up in the top of the fifth inning.
Now batting for Marysville, the right fielder.
Moser steps into the plate now here. He is 1 for 2 with a single. Got left at second base in the second inning. Grounded out to third base in the fourth now. Runners are going to be at the corners, and we're going to have a visit from the Independence coach. We'll see if we're going to get a pitching change. We're going to take a timeout, bring it right back here after this break and a word from our sponsors.
At Reflections, you will find a treasure trove of items and gifts backed by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Shop your Hallmark Gold Crown store for the biggest selection in greeting cards, Christmas ornaments, gift wrap, home decor, and gift ideas for all your celebration and personal needs. In addition, Reflections offers custom framing services and specialized Black Squirrel products, along with your favorite K-State and KU fan gear. Shop Reflections in downtown Marysville today.
Brady Palmer's going to stay in there in the ball game. Coach came out just to give him a little bit of a breather, though. Marysville putting on the clamps here in the top of the fifth inning. Finally knocks this one up at 2. It will be Ty Mosier in there to bat, standing at first. Gavin LeDuc after the RBI single. Gavin LeDuc takes off. No one standing at second. There's not even going to be a throw made, as pitcher wasn't even keeping track of that one. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Third steal already here in this inning for Marysville, as Carter Olson stands at third. Gavin LeDuc stands at second. Ty Mosier takes a big rip at a high fastball down in this count now 0-1. Opportunity here for Marysville. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out here, top of the fifth inning. Mosier up to bat. This ball gets away from the catcher. Coming down will be Olson, and Marysville takes the lead on the first wild pitch from Independence here today. We saw Gavin LeDuc give up 1 run on a wild pitch. Now Olson comes down on a wild pitch too as well. Runners move up 90 feet. Gavin LeDuc stands at third. Olson comes home to score. Ty Mosier still in this count now. 1-1. Palmer comes set, brings that one in. That's going to be a strike. Actually, the count is, 1-2 now to Mosier. Marysville takes the 3-2 lead here in the top of the fifth with 2 runs of their own. Mosier pitches this one to shortstop, bobbled by the shortstop. Mosier running it out, but still with 1 out. Marysville's going to get another run come in. That's 3 runs here in this top of the fifth inning, as Marysville takes the 4-2 lead in this fifth inning. So good job by Marysville. A sac RBI for Ty Mosier there. Bases are going to be cleared. Marysville puts in 3 so far here on its 1 hit, 1 wild pitch, and 3 steals too as well. That really got this Marysville offense going. The run scored by Landon Schmitz, who opened this inning with a single, stole second, got around to score a run. Carter Olson got to first on an error by the first baseman, stole second easily over to third on a wild pitch, and walked in with that single by Gavin LeDuc moments ago, driving in the go-ahead run. And now Ty Mosier moves over LeDuc for that extra insurance run in the top of the fifth. Palmer heading the count, though, 0-2 now to Wyatt Detweiler as he watches this one come inside. A little bit too tight, 1-2 your count. Detweiler here so far today, 1 for 2, did get a single in the 4th inning, came all the way around to a score in that 4th. No, he didn't. Got to count that one off. That was that error that Detweiler ended up getting hit with. So not coming around the score, watches this one go by, knocks the score up now at 2-2. 2-2 pitch comes in. Detweiler pokes this one foul left side. We're going to stay alive at 2-2. Top of the 5th inning, Marysville takes the lead on a 3-run fifth, 4-2 now your score. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Wyatt Detweiler. Pokes this one left side again, and we're going to do it again. Good job by the coach out there. Just going to stay out there, pick up those foul balls. As Detweiler stays alive for one more pitch here. 2-2 pitch, kicks and deals. That one's going to be low and inside. Good eye there by Detweiler. Works this count full now here on Brady Palmer. Palmer's done a good job so far here today, but this 5th inning giving up 3. Detweiler skies this one to left field. Under it will be Logan Sprague. Clinches that one for the final out, but not before the damage is done for Marysville. Marysville drives in 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error in the field. No men left on base on a 3-run top of the 5th inning. Marysville takes the 4-2 lead. We're back here after this word from our sponsors.
There is a difference. Oh, what a difference.
We've helped a lot of families own their own home. We have several options available in mortgage loans. If you're thinking of building or buying a new home, come in and see us. We're an equal housing lender. First Commerce Bank. Experience the difference. Member FDIC.
There is a difference.
In your bustling lives, we're constantly on the move from hectic commutes to family outings. Blue Valley Insurance offers comprehensive auto coverage to keep you safe on every journey. Whether you're heading to work or driving your kids to practice, we've got you covered. Visit us at convenient locations in Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, or Marysville for personalized auto insurance solutions tailored to your needs. Drive with peace of mind knowing you're protected by Blue Valley Insurance.
Marysville throws up a 3-spot in the top of the 5th inning to take the 4-2 lead. It was 1-2 for most of those middle innings. First inning, both teams got their runs in. Marysville finally broke through. They had left, give me a quick count here, 6 men left on base before that 5th inning run. Marysville did a good job to manufacture in 3 from that standpoint. Gavin Leduc is still going to stay on the mound as John Havley is going to elect to stay with his starting pitcher. Yesterday we saw 3 different pitchers get into the contest. Here today, though, Leduc's going to keep rolling here, bottom of the 5th. It was a big portion there in that top of the 5th inning, too, as well. He ended up with a single and an RBI, ended up stealing second without even a throw down to second before coming around to score on the RBI sac fly by Ty Mosier, as a lot of Marysville bats finally started getting to going here in that 5th inning. Landon Schmitz, who came into the day 0 for 5, ended up with a single to start off that inning. Wes Anderson popped out to right field, but his teammates picked him up. Carter Olson followed that up with an error single that moved Schmitz over to third base. Carter Olson ended up stealing second on that, going to third on a wild pitch and coming home on a wild pitch too as well. Meanwhile, Gavin Leduc pitched in that single, stole second, got an RBI and a run. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a change now as Wyatt Detweiler is going to take over behind the plate. That looks like number 9, I believe. We'll keep you updated if we get any other options. It's either Detweiler or Hafley now behind the plate. Can't tell the difference with that back strap on there. So a little change defensively now as it looks like Jordan Miller's going to move out to the outfield now. Gavin Leduc still on the mound. 1-1 pitch now here. That one's going to be fouled back ahead in this count to 9-hole hitter Brady Palmer. Pitcher still in there for Independence. Behind in this count, though, now 1-2. Righty on righty matchup. Leduc working fast. Brings in the 1-2 pitch. Is that a swing? No, not a swing. What they got to say, they got to go like 55%. I think that was about 48% right there. Good job of holding back by Palmer. Leduc on the 2-2 now, brings it in. That one's going to be poked to right field. Right fielder coming in. Good diving catch out there by right field. If it's still looking out there, that's Ty Mosier out there in right field, and it sure does look like it. He had a nice play yesterday, diving to as well to his left. Came in kind of up and to his left on that one. Get a little diving head first play for a big first out of this bottom of the 5th inning. Spencer Crane now, second baseman, will stand in there. He started this game off with a walk, ended up stealing second on a throwing error by Leduc over to first, came around to score on a 2 RBI double by Jimmy Bunyard. Mover pounds this one into the dirt to Olson at third, grounds this one out 5-3 is going to be the play. And quickly 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jimmy Bunyard now, before mentioned, had that RBI double in the first inning, popped out to first base there in the 3rd inning. Leduc looking to work fast here with a 1-2-3 inning, get that offense back out there. First pitch is going to be high to the right-handed hitting Bunyard. Number 22 stands in there tight to the plate, as most of these players do. Bright orange bat brings that one high, too, as well from Leduc, now behind in the count, 2-0. Marysville took the lead in the top of this inning with a 3-run fifth, trying to hold Independence scoreless here. Here's a drive that's going to drop in front of center fielder Landon Schmitz for a hit. So a 2 for 3 day so far for Bunyard with that single. Part of the order coming up. Kellen Lanning now, center fielder, will step in. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the second run for Independence today. Got the second on a wild pitch, third on a wild pitch too as well, but was left stranded there at third, popped up in the third inning. Grounds this one right to Olson at third, and he can't get that one. That's going to be a tough play for the third baseman as rounding down play at third now. He is gunned down by the left fielder, Grant Hafley out there. Good throwing arm as Independence got a little greedy there at the bottom of this fifth inning. So it's going to be an out at third for Jimmy Bunyard, a pretty much single for Lanning, but it's going to end the inning there. No runs on 1 hit for Independence. No errors in the field, and 1 man left on base. At the end of 5 innings, Marysville leads this one 4-2 with Shale, Miller, and Hafley up next for Marysville.
For reliable trash pickup and roll-off service, call on Temps Disposal. Containers sized to meet your needs for residential, commercial, and construction jobs. Always prompt and professional, Temps Disposal serves Marshall, Washington, and Gage counties. Let them go to work for you. If it's their weekly collection schedule or one-time pickups for construction, moving, or cleanup, Temps Disposal in Marysville is a phone call away at 785-562-5360.
Napa know-how.
Locally owned, locally operated, your Napa Parts store in Marysville offers Napa parts and accessories, plus the tools, equipment, and supplies you need to get every job done right the first time. The right tools at the right price, plus Napa know-how. From your locally owned and locally operated Napa Parts store in Marysville, Enan's Automotive.
Napa know-how.
Yeah, that works. 4-2 is the score as we go into the top of the 6th inning. Marysville put up a 3 spot there. Top of the 5th finally took the lead on those 3 runs, broke through. Alex Shale now up to bat for Marysville. Watches the first one that go through for a strike. It will be Shale, it will be Miller, and then back to the top of the order with Hafley to lead it off for Marysville. If anyone gets on, it will be Landon Schmidt. Shale pounds this one to third. Shale runs it out. He's going to be safe there on the wild throw from the third baseman. Shale rounds, gets all the way into second. Good-looking run there by the bottom of this order here as Marysville's got a runner in scoring position already.
Second baseman, number 22, Dakota Slupionic.
So we are going to have a change now here. So Dakota Slupionic, Jordan Miller is out of this contest. It's going to be number 22, Dakota Slupionic is going to bat now here in the bottom of the 6th. We're going to nail that one a single and an error. Slupionic quickly grounds this one out to the right side, but a sacrifice will move Shale all the way up to third. And Hafley steps up now. Hafley with a nice play in left field that half inning before saving a run for this Marysville squad. So far today, he is officially 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. Does have a walk and 1 run scored there. Takes a rip at the first pitch. Fouls that one off behind in the count here. 0-1. Hafley, a first-team Sports in Kansas All-State player as a sophomore for Marysville. Bright future ahead for the son of the coach. Pops this one up, though, to the first baseman. Catcher ends up claiming that one in foul territory. Quickly 2 down, though, for Marysville here in the 6th. In trouble of leaving. Shale stranded at third. 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th. Landon Schmitz came through with a single to start off that 3-run 5th inning just moments ago. Ended up stealing second, coming around to score, and he's going to take this one off the left elbow. Taking that one where it hurts a little bit. Hit by pitch as Schmitz is going to walk up now to first. Wes Anderson will now step up as I think Independence is arguing it hit off the bat, not for sure. Pretty close. Is right there towards the end where your hand and the bat meet. First base umpire, home plate umpire, going to have a little conversation here in between home and first, see what the final thoughts are. Schmidt's, though, kind of been a spark plug the last 2 innings. Let's see if he can bring up Wes Anderson, who's due for a hit here in this one. First pitch swinging in his last at bat. And, yep, they are going to call that one a foul ball, so take that one off the score sheet so far. That's going to move Schmidt's back to home. I believe he should be down in the count here now, 0-1. Oh, we're going to call it a ball. So foul ball. Yeah, there we go. Can't listen to those announcers too terribly much every now and then. Got to keep in my own head. So foul ball is going to be the count. It's going to be 0-1. 2 outs here at top of the 6th inning. Standing at third will be Alex Shale. Pitch outside to Schmitz. Going to be low and outside. Ball 1 on that one. Marysville 3-spot top of the 5th. Here we stand top of the 6th. Trying to close this one out in a double elimination tournament as Smits takes a big grip at a fastball. A little bit too behind on that one. Down the count now 1-2. Winner of this contest moves on to play at 8:30. Loser of this contest goes home on a short weekend. 1-2 pitch. Smits fouls this one off. Lives to see another day. Alex Shale stands at third. He got the first on a single throwing error by the shortstop. Got him up to second. Moved over with a sacrifice run by Dakota Slupionic. Schmitz pops this one high into the air. Catcher comes in. Catcher drops it. Schmitz doesn't run it out. He's still safe at first, and another run comes in. I think that's about error number 4 this morning by Independence. And Schmitz threw that bat down in disgust, but a catching error there by the pitcher is going to allow Shale to come in for 1 run. So what could go wrong for Independence has in the last 2 innings. Some wild throws, 2 errors so far in the last 2 innings, and that one's going to allow another run as Marysville takes a 3-run lead. First pitch, first movement. Schmitz is down to second. He is safe in there with a steal. His second steal here of the game, 5th for Marysville here this morning. Schmidt stands at second. It was a good pitching game by Brady Palmer so far. Still an opportunity for this Independence to come back with 6 more outs of their own. Marysville trying to push this lead now up to 4 with Smeedy Smith standing at second. At base, a man that's due, Wes Anderson. He's 0 for 3 so far today with 1 strikeout. Watches ball 3 go by as he is now ahead in this count 3-0. Grounded out to short and popped out to right field his last 2 at-bats. Quick pitches, now watching some pitches come through. Anderson on the 3-0 pitch takes a hack and a dead red fastball right down the middle, just a little bit ahead of that one and a little bit above it. He's going to still stay ahead in this count, though, 3-1. I've got 3-1, and Counter's got 2-2. We'll see what happens. 2 out nonetheless. Smith still stands at second. There's going to be a drive right back up the middle. Shortstop dives, can't get to it. Smith is going to round third. He's coming for home. Throw is off the mound, and Smith is in there safely. Anderson is in at first. Throw gets away from the catcher down to the first baseman side, too, as well, and Anderson is in there with a stand-up single, moved up to second on the error.
On deck with you, Kendall Moser.
Marysville turning it on here in the later innings. Back-to-back innings now with multiple runs. 3 runs in the top of the 5th, 2 runs here in the top of the 3rd. 2 runs already, and 2 errors committed by Independence in the last 2 innings as well. Carter Olson steps up here, now batting. 2 for 3 so far here today. Technically a 3 for 3 day as he reached on an error by the first baseman. Couldn't handle a soft dribbler over to his side. About 2 feet away, Olson ran that one out. Ended up getting on first, stole second easily, got to third on a wild pitch, and came home on a single by Gavin LeDuc. Stands up there now with a 1-1 count, watches the fastball go high. Now batter in lead of this one, 2-1. 2 runs here home in the inning for Marysville on 2 hits. 1 error in the field as Olsen skies this one to left center field. Left fielder moving over, center fielder moving over, and it will be taken by the left fielder, but not before the damage is done by Marysville. 2 runs in on 2 hits, 1 error in the field by Independence. 1 man left on base, but Marysville extends their lead up now to 6-2, looking to close this one out in the bottom of the 6th when we come back after this timeout.
Right now, 1 in 3 drivers is cruising around in a state of skepticism about just how much value their car insurance company is delivering. If you're one of them, State Farm agent John Bannister can help you get to a better state. He'll talk with you, listen to you, and help put together a policy that has you written all over it. From cost to coverage, see John Bannister, 1022 Broadway in Marysville today and get to a better state.
When you rollers send for Schroller.
For complete body repair, see Jeff at Schroller Collision Center. A family business for several generations, let Jeff and his quality crew help you with your auto needs. Schroller Collision Center, 701 Carolina, 562-3546.
Kickafer and Bussing, certified public accountants in Marysville and now in Seneca, are qualified and available to assist you with all of your income tax and accounting needs. Stop by and visit Ken Kickafer, Kent Bussing, or their staff of certified public accountants and paraprofessionals. For prompt and friendly service, contact Kickafer and Bussing at their 2 locations, 1100 Broadway in Marysville at 562-2100 or 508 Main Street in Seneca at 336-2400 to set up an appointment. Kickafer and Bussing, where quality begins.
Max Blasky back with you here on KNDY Radio as Marysville holds the lead down to the bottom 6 outs, for Independence is what has been a back and forth but yet very exciting game for both of these squads. Marysville trailed most of this contest 2-1 after Marysville took the lead top of the first inning with 1 run driven in by Carter Olson. Independence got themselves 2 in the bottom, has now drived over to the second baseman, picked nicely, first out of the inning on Sprague. Will be a round out 4-3 official call here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So it was 2-1 score after the bottom of the first. We went 3 innings with no runs. Marysville put up 3 in the top of the 5th, 2 in the top of the 6th. This is a catch made by Landon Schmitz out there in center fielder. Kind of got turned around a little bit, stuck that arm up there. Ball landed in his glove. Looked pretty darn good on that one. And quickly, Gavin Leduc has got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Noah Eddington now, third baseman, stands in there. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Watches this one go high. And the count here early on, 1-0. First game of the day today, as it will be a busy afternoon game right after this one. A few more here this afternoon as Eddington drives this one left field. That hits off the outfield dirt out there. Getting quickly to it is Hafley. Eddington's going to be in there, though, with a stand-up double with 2 outs here. Only the 5th hit given up by Gavin Leduc so far here early on in this one. Had kind of a rough outing there. Second, 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning, but since then has turned it around and really locked in here. Courtesy runner for Independent. Now Eddington just went and got himself a sliding glove. Leduc's going to take himself just a little bit of a breather, get himself a new ball, chat with new pitcher out there for Marysville, or new catcher, excuse me. Still trying to figure out exactly who that one is out there for Marysville behind home plate. The pitch is going to be in, though, on an 0-0 count nonetheless. One 0 count pitch here coming in. That one's going to be a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch there by Leduc on the right fielder, Dylan Merrick. 1-1 is your count. Behind the plate, it is who we thought it was earlier. Got to get my names right here. Is Grant Hafley. So Hafley moved behind the plate. So out in left field, I believe then Dakota Slupionic took out over there. 1-2 is the count. Leduc trying to get out of this one unscathed after the double. Rips this right over the head of Carter Olson, though. That one's going to drop in front of the left fielder. Runners will hold now at the corners. So a little trouble here in the later innings after the single. Double and a single now. Runners stand at the corners for Independence. Marysville still leads this one 6-2 with 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning.
Right fielder, Brett Carroll.
Brett Carroll will now step in there. He took over for Logan Sprague earlier in this contest out there in left field. Carroll 0 for 1. Sprague was 0 for 1 before that one. Lefty stands in there tight to the box. Waiting on Leduc. Leduc comes set out of the stretch below the chin, brings that one in, pouts that one up to Olson. It's going to be a tough play for the third baseman, but he snags that one over his head for the third out. An athletic grab by the third baseman over there by himself. Independence does end up getting 2 hits, no runs, 2 men left on base, and no errors in the field by Marysville. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, Marysville leading this one 6-2, looking for some more insurance.
Fresh as fresh can be, Papa Dave's veggies are garden fresh and available each Saturday morning at the Farmers Market in Marysville. Pick of the crop with guaranteed fresh, all locally grown garden produce. Catch Dave Bruna Saturday mornings at the Marysville Farmers Market or stop by the garden on North 6th Street. His phone number is 785-562-6341.
You've depended on KNDY Radio to get all your local news, weather, and sports updates. Now you can depend on KNDYradio.com as well, where you can find everything you've heard, missed, and more. Let KNDY keep you informed when severe weather strikes, and listen to your area high school football and basketball broadcasts even if you're miles away from home with our Listen Live feature. You can also look to KNDYradio.com for school closings when the weather's rough. Make KNDYradio.com your number one source for everything local and so much more.
Outstanding capacity, innovation, and the industry's highest density come together in a New Holland roll belt round baler, available from KNDY in Marysville. Whether you make 4x5 foot, 4x6 foot, or 5x6 foot bales, there's a roll belt right for you. All models feature wide, durable pickups and smooth feeding systems for faster baling. Integrated precision solutions help you make smart baling decisions on the go. Stop by KNDY in Marysville.
Max Blasky back with you here on KNDY. 6-2 is our score. Marysville looking for some more insurance runs here in the later half of the innings. Trailed 2-1 for most of this contest, but they put a 3 spot up in the 5th, 2 spots up in the 6th. Now looking for a little bit more insurance. It will be leading off for Marysville, Gavin Leduc, followed by Ty Mosier and Wyatt Detweiler.
At first base now will be Brady Palmer.
Leduc so far here in this one is 1 for 2. There's some changes out in the outfield for Independence. Taking over at first will be Brady Palmer.
Here in the top 7.
So it looks like Cameron Sprague's day is done. Marysville pretty much staying the same. Did have a few changes in the outfield. We're going to pass along as we go for you. Grant Hafley has taken over behind catcher, taking over in left field. I believe that would have moved Dakota Slupionic out there to left field after he came in and pinched hit for Jordan Miller in the top of the 6th inning. Now we'll set out there at left. But trying to help his own cause and possibly going the whole 7 innings will be Gavin Leduc. He had a shaky first inning, as before mentioned. He gave up 2 runs, 2 wild pitches, an overthrow at first, but did end that inning after letting the first 3 runners get on board for Independence. Came back with 2 strikeouts and a pop-out, and since then has pitched a pretty darn good day. Faced 4 in the 2nd, the minimum in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, a minimum in the 5th. Had 2 runners on there in the bottom of the 6th inning, but got out of it with a nice pop out over to Carter Olson at third base. He watches the first pitch come by for a strike, as now out on the mound for Independence. Cayman Sprague has taken over on the mound. Leduc pulls this one to the right side. That one's going to go foul. Some lucky kid's going to get themselves free ice pop as the temperatures start to rise here this morning. 0-2 count now on Leduc. No outs here, top of the 6th inning. Final 3 outs for Marysville. Leduc just pokes this one right through the middle of the hole, right off the end of the bat. That's going to be a nice single to lead off this inning here for Marysville on an 0-2 count. Just kind of threw the bat head at that one.
Now batting for Marysville, the right fielder, number 12, Ty Moser.
As we're going to have a courtesy runner come in for Leduc. Paxton Vogt will come in, be that courtesy runner over there at first. First action for Vogt here in this state tournament. Here's my name sheet I was looking for all morning so far here today. Stepping in now, Ty Mosier. He is officially 1 for 3. Got a single, got all the way up to second as he led off the second inning, grounded out in the 4th. Got a sacrifice RBI in that 3-run 5th inning. Drove in that 3rd and final run that really kind of put the nail in the coffin for that inning, too, as well. Mosier fouls off the first one, fouls off the second one, too, as well. Is just like the Leduc before him. He's behind here in the hole. Pitcher comes set. Sprague below the chin, kicks and deals, swing and a miss. He's going to be down in the count now, 0-2. Runner at first, Gavin Leduc, after he poked the single through with 2 strikes. Mosier in the same boat now, 0-2. Pokes this one high into center and left field, in between, ball 9, but center fielder comes over, makes a nice running catch for the first out of this inning. We'll bring up Wyatt Detweiler. Detweiler 1 for 2 today. Single in the 4th inning, 2 pop-outs to the outfield. Other than that, as it has been Detweiler who's actually moved to left field. Hafley's moved himself into catcher. Throws back over. Takes a peek at the runner, Gavin Leduc. Leduc dives in safely, though, at first. 1 out here, top of the 7th inning. Marysville leading 6-2, trailed most of this contest. Thought about snap throw over to first after the strike thrown on Detweiler. Down behind in this count, 0-1 so far as Sprague has come out throwing pitches. Relief pitcher now for Independence. As Palmer goes 6 innings pitched, gives up all 6 runs allowed on 3 strikeouts and 8 hits to the measure, 1 walk, 2 as well. Detweiler kind of pokes this one to the right side. It's going to be a foul ball, still down in this count now, 0-2. Detweiler about had the tying run earlier. If it hadn't been for a little runner's interference, it didn't matter, though, much to Marysville. There's a snap throw back over to first. Detweiler took a line drive there off the foot, caused ball to ricochet in the outfield. Marysville still came back, though, in that next inning, scored those 3 runs in the 5th. There's going to be a strike on the bottom portion of the zone, looking strikeout there for Sprague. First strikeout of the morning for him. Alex Shale now up to bat, takes a first pitch strike. Officially 3 for 3 here today with 3 singles. His last single did get him all the way over to second, came around to end up scoring a run on a error by Landon Schmitz. Throw down to second on the steal. Gavin Leduc is going to be picked off, kind of unceremoniously closes out this top of the 6th inning, but gets us, or 7th inning, but gets us to the bottom of the 7th. 1 hit, no runs, 1 man left on base, no errors in the field for Marysville. They take the 6-2 lead into the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for romance for Independence, trailing here by 4.
Have you ever wondered what sets Sunflower Community Credit Union apart from the rest? It's the power of ownership. When you join Sunflower Community Credit Union, you're not just a customer. You're a member and an owner. Sunflower Community Credit Union is a member-owned, nonprofit, financial institution that places our members' needs as our top priority. We're here to help you grow your savings, manage your finances, and achieve your dreams. Visit Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville, where ownership matters.
The supplies you choose when replacing or rebuilding after a storm matter just as much as who you call to do the job. Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber carry the highest quality building materials when you need them. From shingles to storm doors, roofing and siding, paint and lawn to finish the job, and always ready for pickup. Save time, save money, save worry after the storm. From start to finish, all in one stop. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
Skip the drive. Come see us right here in Marysville, Kansas. At Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, you'll find the same honest sales experience backed by the same reliable service. With the same goals in mind, our Marysville location is sure to provide you with a satisfying vehicle experience. Find us on Facebook or stop in at 1122 Pony Express Highway today.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
Before it could even get out of that break, 1 pitch, 1 out for Gavin LeDuc in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brady Palmer popped that one to Landon Schmidt setting out in center fielder. Nice running catch by the athletic junior. 1-0 pitch comes in now to top of the order. Spencer Crane grounds it quickly over to Carter Olson. 2 up, 2 down. Marysville 1 out away here from moving on in this double elimination tournament, getting a chance to play one more opportunity later this evening if they can hold on for this final out. It's been a heck of a pitching performance for Gavin LeDuc after giving up those 2 runs in the first inning. Since then has settled down nicely. LeDuc throws in the first one now to Jimmy Bunyard. Officially here today, 2-4-3 with a single and a double RBI. Gets even in this count now, 1-1 with the strike. 2-2 pitch coming, or 1-1, now coming in from LeDuc. That's going to be a ball behind in this count now here, 2-1 to Bunyard. 2-1 count. That one's going to be popped high. Shortstop Anderson under that one, and that will do it for Marysville. A pop out to shortstop's going to end this game. Marysville survives to see one more day later on this evening. Marysville American Legion wins this one, pulling away 6-2. We're going to take our final break of the morning, come back, recap this contest, take a peek at what the schedule looks like. Again, Marysville wins 6-2 over Independence.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, ready for planting season? Need a fuel buddy who's got your back? Kramer Oil is here for you. From Marysville to Jamestown, Longford, and everywhere in between, our 13 card lock locations keep you running smooth from sunup to sundown. Say goodbye to running on empty during planting. With Kramer Oil, you get reliable fuel services that fit just right with your farm's needs. Kramer Oil, powering your farm's success. Your go-to for fuel in Kansas and Nebraska.
Just like our area athletes work each day in practice to perform at their best in the big game, the staff at Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer, work daily to provide the best parts and service experience when you need it most. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations. We know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one. Bruna Implement Company, since 1947.
Anyone can sell you soybean seed. Channel Seedsmen place product to perform. With Channel XtendFlex soybeans and Channel Roundup Ready 2 Extend soybeans, you'll get the superior weed control you want and the high yield potential you need. Make the most of next season with the Roundup Ready Extend crop system and expert recommendations from Channel Seedsmen. Ask a seedsman in your area for recommendations for your fields. Check with your state pesticide regulatory agency for specific restrictions in your state. Always read and follow pesticide label directions.
With United Bank and Trust online banking, you have access to your hometown bank 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at ubankonline.com. You can view account balances, access statements, and transfer money between your UBT accounts. You can also view account activity, pay bills, and even make loan payments without being limited by banking hours. Simply visit ubankonline.com to learn more. Online banking with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Max Blasky back with you here from Concordia, Kansas. Marysville American Legion lives to play another day as they get the 6-2 win over Independence in the bottom side of this double elimination bracket. They will play now at 8:30 this evening. We'll have this game right here on KNDY Radio coming up later tonight. 6 runs for Marysville in this one on 9 hits, no errors in the field. Decent little batting around for about everyone. Offense finally decided to show up here in Concordia this weekend. Biggest player, probably Alex Shale. He was officially 3 for 3 with 3 singles and 1 run scored. Best pitching performance or best hitting performance there from the Marysville side. Carter Olson also had himself a pretty darn good day. Officially 3 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI, 2 as well. Marysville gets 6 runs on 9 hits, no errors in the field. They ended this game with 8 men left on base. Meanwhile, Independence gets 2 runs on 5 hits, 5 errors in the field, and costly errors, 2 as well, as they ended up leaving 6 men on base. Marysville trailed 2-1 after the end of the first inning. We went scoreless in the second, third, fourth. Top of the 5th, Marysville broke through with 3 runs, added 2 more in the top of the 6th, and held Independence scoreless through that. We're going to go ahead and call our player of the game. Gavin LeDuc looked shaky to start off this contest after giving up those 2 runs, but came out with a complete game, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2-run, 5-hit performance from Gavin LeDuc today as he buys his team one more chance at a state title coming up later this afternoon. We're going to go ahead and jump off for this morning. We will be back on, though, at 8:30 this evening with game number 3 here from Concordia. Marysville will take on the loser of the Concordia-Iola game, which is coming up later on this afternoon at 3:30. As for this morning's game, bright and early 8 a.m. start. Finally finished this contest just about an hour and 48 minutes later with Marysville winning 6-2 over Independence. For Max Blasky, this has been KNDY Radio. Appreciate you all tuning in. We'll see you later on this evening right about 8:30 for Marysville's second game of the day, trying to take a bid at a Class 2A state title here in American Legion Baseball from Concordia.
At your service 24/7, on air, online, and on our mobile app. News, weather, sports, and more. Yours from KNDY.